The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everybody. I hope you guys all had an amazing week. We had a really fun episode last week. We got a little bit rowdy, but we're back live at Beyond the Box Studio in One Rockwell. I'm Julia Snigowski.
I'm Bianca Valeria.
And I'm Trisha Santanera. And we are the Girls of 28A, and we are all here.
Okay, today is actually a quite interesting episode, right? So if last week was a lot of fun, tonight it's a different type of episode. Now, if you guys are wondering what it's all about, why don't you guys check out this video.
I am living with HIV.
Truth is, we are all living with it.
It could be your brother.
Hold on, do you want to try it again?
Your mother or you.
8 new cases are reported every day.
And the cases are getting younger.
In the Philippines, 15 to 24-year-olds are at highest risk.
And there have been 936 AIDS cases since the outbreak.
There are only 5 countries in the world where HIV is still on the rise.
The Philippines is one of them.
At our current rate, in 3 years,
we are going to have more than 30,000 people with HIV. I'm positive.
We should all be positive. That together,
we can stop the rise of HIV.
Join us
and blow the red whistle.
HIV. It's closer to home than you think.
Alright guys, yeah,
so many
celebrities,
so many getting together for a good cause, good stuff, guys. Yeah.
Okay, now that was just one of the many commercials of the Red Whistle. The Red Whistle is actually co-founded by one of our guests today. He is, well, I know him more as a fashion and beauty photographer. He's one of the top photographers in town. In fact, he actually shot me and Julia and a couple of other celebrities for Free Molly, which is for PETA Asia Pacific, which is Molly is basically an elephant who has been in the Manila Zoo for many years now. So
she's dying of foot disease.
Yeah, so I'm and Julia is Ella. I'm and Julia is Ella.
And we're naked.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Were you really naked under? Were they really naked?
No, we were in our.
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Yeah, he didn't really care. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, right here at Beyond the Box Studios, joining the Girls of 28A, he's none other than Niccolo Cosme. Hey, baby.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you.
That's right. So you guys must be wondering what on earth are these red whistles, right? So tell us, why red whistle?
Yeah, so this started a few years ago. I was very worried because there were a lot of deaths happening, and these are suspected and known AIDS cases. So suspected meaning we're not really sure.
Yeah.
But they died of pneumonia or meningitis. But anyway, these are friends and friends of friends, and technically it was in our community, so we felt that the need to do something about it. I met up with a friend who was working for the UN, for the United Nations, and she was wearing a whistle on her necklace. At the time, I was trying to look for a symbol that's more proactive, something that's more engaging, perhaps. Yeah. I have high respect for the red ribbon.
Yeah,
it's a red ribbon, you know. It doesn't do anything. It's a symbol.
Yeah.
But I want something that would, you know, call people to do something. Exactly, make noise. So I told her, you know what? That's exactly what I need.
Nothing like a whistle.
A whistle.
To get someone's attention, right?
Exactly. So I even come up with, you know, really funny, nasty, whatever tagline. It's like, blow me.
I love that.
You know what? HIV is linked with, of course, it goes side by side with sex. So we needed to address people through sex also. You know, it needs to be sexy. It needs to get attention. So I got attention. For sure.
For sure. Okay, now obviously since you got people's attention, but the whole point is generating awareness, and people are not aware that, you know, in the Philippines alone, there are really a couple of cases in terms of HIV. Why don't we discuss that?
Yeah. When we started the Red Whistle, which about 2 years ago, we would wear. I'm just gonna start how it all started.
Yeah.
So I bought whistles in the bookstore and placed it on chains, and I gave it to my friends and said, let's go to the bars and clubs wearing it.
Yeah.
Like a fashion accessory.
Yeah, like an accessory. And they were like, people were asking me, why are you wearing that? Are you what, a referee? So anyway, it became our cue to give our line, and our line was, did you know there's a total of 6 new reported cases of HIV every day,
and it just went up to 12.
so now it's already 12.
And then we have Senator Miriam Santiago.
Yeah, she's blowing it very hard.
Lovely girl. Enrico Blanco, who is a known rock star here in the Philippines. Okay, moving
So
on.
I made all these people blow.
So you told everyone there are 6 new daily cases of HIV a
That
day.
was 3 years ago.
There's
So
two.
now there's 12. 12 new HIV reported cases. Reported would only mean that these are the people who actually gone testing.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's basically just the tip of the iceberg, because I know and we all know that not everyone is going or have gone through testing.
I was just even looking up online where they do free testing, because I've heard that so many people complain about how expensive it is, and they're really, I found one. I'm sure there's more and you know about them, but I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, it's not just getting free testing. People are scared because of the stigma.
Of course.
Okay, here, I have to tell you, I myself is scared to go to a convenience store. Oh my god, I hope my parents doesn't watch this. To buy condoms and lubes, or more or less lubes.
KY jelly in the house.
I'm a nurse and I need a KY jelly.
Yeah.
You had to invent all those shitty stories. But anyway, sometimes I pray to God.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, because like when you're buying, but when you're buying, it's like, you know, they look at you as a customer, but when they see what you're buying, they give this look. It's like,
well, you have to
You look so
understand.
much more suspicious if you're like, oh, actually, you know, I'm a nurse and I really like,
Just one
and it's
day.
4 a.m.
I don't give a fuck. But anyway, listen.
Yeah.
Let me talk.
yeah.
You're girls.
Yes.
Okay? So, you know the visual representation or mentality that a sales clerk would think of me when I'm buying a lube?
Yeah.
Of course.
I think they're thinking I'm bending over with a cucumber out there.
Or something, right?
Or something. So I was never comfortable. So I got my stocks abroad, shipped straight to my door. So anyway, people in the Philippines are having a hard time with their sexuality to come out.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to my parents like, hey, I'm gay, you know. But more so, you know, being HIV positive, which is probably very difficult. That's why I applaud people like Wango Galiaga, our friend,
that's true.
who came out to the public and said that he is HIV positive.
Oh, wow.
And since then, there are more people who actually did.
But wait, just a second. If you're HIV positive, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have AIDS as well.
So here, I'm gonna do.
Okay,
so we're gonna do a short survey. Okay. So this survey is what we call a pre-test survey. So this will probably help me gauge your knowledge on HIV.
Okay.
So is HIV and AIDS one and the same?
No.
One and the same? No. So basically, when you look at it, you just take the last letters, V, and what's the other one? S. So V stands for virus. And S stands for syndrome.
Syndrome.
So that's a difference. So people don't know the difference. So this one is a virus, and this one is a syndrome. So the virus will cause the syndrome later on if you are a lazy fuck and didn't go to the doctor.
So HIV is
HIV is transmittable through Several ways.
Which you're gonna quiz us
Which I'm gonna
on.
say. Okay, fine. So where did you acquire your basic knowledge in HIV, which is very important? So I'll give options A, B, and C. So there's school, media, peers.
I'm so sorry?
School, media, or peers. So just pick
Media.
one.
All the above. No. School and media.
School and media.
School and media. And because you guys didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the reason why.
Here, it's like, they don't even talk about sex, what more HIV
If they ask Filipinos, they say, oh, peers, media,
Yeah.
that's it. But school would be the last thing.
Yeah.
Swear, because they didn't talk about sex in school.
They don't talk about sex, so what more is something that is brought about by sex?
Especially the Catholic school.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Anyway.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, anyway. So, how can you get HIV? There are 3 modes of transmissions. There are 3 holes.
3 holes.
Yeah, 3 modes of transmission.
Are you asking me?
So the 3 modes, so there's unprotected penetrative sex. We say penetrative, meaning you need to insert something.
Right.
Whatever that is. But anyway, so the 3 holes are
Vagina,
anal, mouth.
Yeah.
Vagina, anal, mouth.
But can you actually get AIDS from giving someone a blowjob?
You won't get AIDS. You get AIDS.
HIV, that's what I meant.
If you have sores.
Open wounds.
Open wounds.
It's possible. But you have to remember that saliva has that component to kill the virus.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you're 100% safe, but you can.
It's open wound to open wound. Is that correct?
No, not really. Well, let's go to the, there are bodily fluids that carry high concentration of HIV. 4. So the 4 are blood.
Semen.
Yeah, seminal fluid.
Seminal fluid.
With
And then
vaginal discharge.
Vaginal discharge. Yeah, vaginal discharge. Yeah.
And one last. I'm not gonna have this, but you probably would eventually.
Your period?
No.
Well, I don't know.
Your
breast milk.
Oh!
That's
So mothers are not encouraged to breastfeed if they are HIV positive, and they're not encouraged to have a normal delivery. Because the vaginal wall has vaginal fluids, and the babies will probably
breast milk. That's so strange. I would have thought it was like the womb or the.
Because you said I'll never have this, so I thought.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't have
never
breasts.
thought. Yeah. Okay.
You don't have a vagina, right?
So again, what is that again? What are the 4 types of fluid? The vaginal,
seminal, blood, and
breast milk. Okay, where you can contract.
So I only have 2.
Yeah, where you can contract HIV. All right.
So now we're gonna go to prevention.
Okay.
So there's the A, B, C, D, and E of prevention. So make it easier. So A stands for
abstinence.
Yeah, it's the 100% most accurate.
I know, but let's be realistic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Anyway, so B is be mutually faithful.
Oh.
Because we say before, I'll be faithful. Listen, so I would say be faithful. Like, yeah, you can be faithful, but your partner isn't faithful with you. So be mutually faithful. And then C is for, it's actually C.
Condom?
Correct and consistent use of condoms. Because people don't know how to put it on.
Yes. Oh, well, that's actually a good podcast.
Or they don't know.
We just might talk about that maybe.
I've heard people using what you call that toothpaste as lubricant. Like
what?
That's so fucking stupid.
Okay.
What, for a minty feel?
Like, I understand if there's a teeth in the vagina or in the ass, yeah, okay, fine, but.
Okay,
anyway.
so the C's, what's the D?
So what is it? Correct and consistent use of condoms.
So there's 3 C.
Okay.
In the cock or whatever.
Okay, all right.
So D is for do not use drugs. Or do not use needles. Or do not use or share. Do not share used needles.
Do not share used needles.
In Cebu, there's a high concentration of IDU users, injecting drug users. There's what you call shooting galleries. So they go, it sounds cool, right? But these are the
shooting galleries?
It's basically the informal settlers, slum areas. They have holes and you put your arm in it and they stick a needle right there with Nabane.
What's Nabane?
It's a drug. I've never tried it, but
Is it like hair? I mean, it sounds like
It's
hair.
But the point is, it's a shooting gallery, and what happens is you put your arm in, and you just don't know who's injecting you. You don't know what they're injecting you with or what you do. But the needle, they can inject that person, the next arm that goes in, that person, that.
For all you know, they're sticking.
Oh my God. So it's like an assembly line.
Yeah. So and what they do, why they call it a shooting gallery, is because you go in there and it's just a gallery of people who want to go in there and get shut up. But also as well, in Australia they use shooting galleries. They don't do it this way because they're government run. They do it so that the people who are addicts, it's a controlled environment. That's what it is in Australia, but here in the Philippines it's a completely different.
We also have what we call harm reduction.
What's that?
Some people, advocates in Cebu, they would give out clean syringes.
Yes.
But okay, when I first heard it, I was like, you're encouraging people to do drugs, but
it's a catch-22.
Exactly. It's harm reduction.
Yeah.
You know, you can't stop people from doing it.
They will do it anyway, right? They will find a way. They'll find a means to get high. So might as well, I wouldn't say get it right, but at least harm reduction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure. So E would be for education.
Yeah. Which is what we're trying to do here today on the Girls of 28A. So.
All right, so
wow, that was the quiz.
Exactly.
That was a quiz.
How do you think we scored?
I'll tell you later.
Oh no! Okay. Okay. Now, another interesting fact is I heard, Niccolo, that there's a lot of call centers here in the Philippines because labor is cheaper here. That's why when a lot of people from different countries, especially first world countries, they will either make those calls to India, or let's say you don't know that those people are actually Filipinos who have practiced the American accent, the British accent.
No, they have a Filipino accent.
Right? Okay. So anyway, it's been said, especially for graveyard shifts, that there are a lot of people in the call center community where they actually have rooms where they take naps. Of course, it's a graveyard shift. You are actually very tired, and these places actually become like sex dens for a lot of them, because honestly, you're in a room with people that you see every day. You got nothing else to do, and eventually you will practice unprotected, unsafe sex. So a lot of these cases have been reported to have HIV.
I have to disagree on that.
Really?
Here's the scenario. That is if you look at the scenario this way, call centers are the in demand, or the most
it's one of the entry-level jobs.
We have a lot of BPOs here. We have a lot of call centers here. I think that it just so happened that if you do a survey out of like 20 people, probably 15 of them would be from the call centers.
Okay.
So
you said it's just a high rate of people who have worked in the call center.
It just so happened that in statistics, a lot of Filipinos are working in the call center.
So you would like to correct that now,
And it's also very stigmatizing. It's also very unfair for the call center people. Like I've seen people, I have friends like, hey, I was dating someone, blah, blah, but he's from the call center. Like, what?
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with you? Like, I'm scared.
Okay, I never saw it that way.
No, because we don't know if he has HIV. Like, it doesn't.
Well, that's taking it to a whole other level. Yeah, that's unfair. That's unfair.
No, but what I'm saying is that it did stigmatize the BPO. That's what we call it, BPO industry.
Okay.
So,
well, it's good that we clear that up now. I mean, it's good to talk about these things that a lot of people have been talking about. At least you're clarifying.
Because you know why? When we were discussing that we're going to do an episode of raising awareness of HIV and AIDS, I would safely say that every person who we spoke to said, oh, remember to say that that the #1 job where people contract HIV from is a call center. So
we hear a lot of that.
I'm glad we clear that up.
But why do you think there's been such an increase just in 1 year alone? Apparently there's been a 79% of increased reported cases of HIV.
I personally think that the deaths have something to do with it, because I've experienced it firsthand because of other friends who died. So when people die, especially in the gay community, if for example boy A died, everyone who had sex with him would freak out. And we would opt to have ourselves tested, not because we care for ourselves, but because someone died.
Yeah,
right.
And because I just want to be sure that I won't be next.
Right.
But I don't know if you guys know with the statistics, February, if I'm not mistaken, had 23 AIDS cases. And I've never seen it that high before.
February last of this year.
Of this year. AIDS case would mean it's the latter.
The last point.
The last.
Yes.
Yeah. It means that maybe the medicines won't work anymore.
Yeah.
It can work, and you might go back to being HIV positive.
Oh, okay.
Well, so since 1984, that's when they started taking all the reportings of people with HIV, and so those are the numbers that we have. There's been 12,082 people with HIV, and of that number, 353 deaths. So it's does it help prevent AIDS if you find out about HIV early on, and then
if you find it later on, we have what you call the antiretroviral drugs, which basically puts the virus to sleep.
Okay.
To sleep,
But it's not. It doesn't work all the time.
But you can't eradicate.
Most likely, it will work. I'm not a doctor to really say that, but I know it should work. It should work.
Statistics show that it works.
There are different cocktails. So the doctor would have to check you and see how you're doing. If your liver is taking it well, if your body is adjusted to it. But if not, then they'll give you another set of cocktails.
Okay.
Although, sorry, Julia. Earlier we were talking about call centers, how that's a stigma. It's almost like has become a stereotype. Although this one is fact. Philippine Red Cross, we've worked with them, and they do a lot of blood drives where they encourage people to donate blood, and we've been told that as much as people are eager and are generous enough to want to help and donate blood, what's happening is the Philippine Red Cross actually ends up spending more money because they're testing the blood, because they found out that the people donating, some of them
are contaminated
with HIV. They have no idea. Okay, so
because some people, they opt to donate blood just to find out. They don't want to go through. They don't want to go through the actual HIV, because to listen. No, you get it for free sometimes. Like, if you go to a hospital, I know Anna Santos, a good friend of mine, who's a writer and an advocate. She went to the hospital and said, "I want to have myself test for HIV," and everyone was like, "Woo!" Like just look at her.
Of course, it's like, why would you get tested? It's like, it's sad.
In the States, I mean, and I know in Europe as well, it's free. There's clinics everywhere where you can get tested for this. It's so actively promoted that yearly you get tested after every
so
partner.
sad. In the Philippines, it's kind of like you will be judged for your dirty.
That's why I think that the change should start from us.
Yeah.
If a lot of people see a lot of people getting themselves tested and they're not ashamed of going to the social hygiene clinics. The social hygiene clinics are present in most of the key cities around Manila, and it's for free.
Okay, so there's
a
good clinic.
What website can they go to read more information?
Well, you can go to our website, which is www.theredwhistle.org, and you might be able to find. You'd be able to find a lot of links that will link you to other websites that should be able to give you a lot of information about HIV and where to go, and then. We would be happy to assist you because, the past few years, what we've been trying to do is escorting people who've already tested positive to the doctors because they're scared. They're scared to see a doctor, so they're usually shaking. I swear to God, they're so nervous. Because they're already positive. Like you take them to PGH, for example, but PGH is not the best hospital to be in while you're depressed. You know what I mean? It's already depressing. Have you been there? I'm gonna take you there.
I've been there.
I've been there. Yeah.
And then Makati Med is actually it's much better in terms of the aesthetic and everything, but it's more expensive. It's more expensive.
I have a question.
Would you guys want to help me?
Of course.
This is how you can help me.
Okay.
This is what I want to do really, is to educate people on where to refer this people.
Yes.
But I need you guys to learn where to go, whom to talk to. So if you have a friend who's, really depressed, you can tell, I know this doctor, or I know the hospital, I know how to get around. You know what we do? Like I would be. It's organized. Like I have to be in the car, in my car, with my friend who needs to see the doctor. And I have to call my doctor friend. Like, doctor, is it safe to go up now? Because if you go there and you see another person coming from that room, hello. So
it's a highly organized.
It is. So it needs to be like that. So the doctor would tell you, okay, I've already released my previous patient. You can go up in 15 minutes. I'm sure he'll be out of the building. It has to be like that. How do you do it? How do you do it? And how do you encourage these people?
It's so funny because in Australia, you go and you get it done and there's no shame about it. It's like go to the toilet.
You're just
making sure.
I think it has to do with the culture.
Yes.
We live in a Catholic and a Christian country. I don't know if that's good or bad.
So because how the church and church is so interfering with politics as well, church and state.
The countries you've mentioned are more liberated.
Yeah. Right.
They know that it's for their own health. And I
just really want to know, if someone is HIV positive and you need these medicine, how expensive is it?
Yeah.
So right now, I have to share with you guys that the medication right now is free. It is. Listen. It is funded by the Global Fund.
Okay.
So we have global donors from other countries, other rich countries, who said, we want to have the poor, developing countries, like the Philippines and I don't know whatever. But there's a fear that the global funding might end.
Stop. When would that end?
There's a fear that
it's a fear.
It's pretty soon. It might end.
Why?
So the government. It's a whole new different story. I know for a fact, but I don't want to go there really.
Okay.
I think some funds were mishandled at some point.
Okay. Wait. Going back to how we can help you. So you were saying that the Girls 28A, we can help you by doing what? You were saying...
Okay, what I plan to do is to come up with a program for people who wants to help. We are launching this series called the Lifeguard Series. But we won't be in the beach.
Are we going to be like Baywatch, like running in the sand?
And we're ready with that whistle.
I'm very sick and tired of hearing people dying. And I don't want to cry right now, but I've lost several people already. And even some volunteers for the Red Whistle, and I was like, how did I not see that? They were under my nose. You know what I mean? I would have done more than what I was doing. So these people are already tested, but they didn't bother going for healthcare and support. So that's the problem.
So they know that they have it, but they don't do anything about it.
Yes.
Even though the medication is free.
I think that if we do a pyramid sort of scheme, it can work. Like if I get two buddies, I'll train you.
You train two other people.
And you train two more people.
And then
so we
I don't know if this is a relevant question, but the elections are coming up, and are there certain party lists that actually support?
I'm not so sure about the party list, but I know of several politicians and senatorials, hopefuls who are very supportive. Very supportive of this. And so the elections just happened a few days ago, and I hope I hope people were smart enough to vote for these people, because people need to vote for a zero HIV Philippines. That's what we're trying to. If you see the whistle has zero, so we're aiming for zero
HIV.
So we're aiming for 3 zeros: zero discrimination. Because, for example, you can't get kicked out of work because you have HIV, or you can't get the job
because you have HIV.
It's against the law.
This is kind of like that movie Philadelphia of Tom
That's true.
Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
So 0 deaths, which I'm very concerned about. Nobody should die of AIDS-related deaths anymore because there's free medication.
There's free medication.
There's the other 0 would be 0 new transmissions. We are hoping that by 2015 we won't be able to see the number 12 anymore.
0.
So I don't know how.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's just raising awareness, and I mean that's what we're doing here.
It's raising awareness
and making people feel comfortable with going to get themselves tested and things like that. So I think that your pyramid system would be a fantastic idea. You know, especially if you just teach 2 people, and then those 2 people are passionate about it, and then Julia and I go out and teach 2 people, and then Bianca is often teaches 2 people.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, paying it forward, but then also as well following through as well at the end of the day. I don't think
you got it right. Following through.
Yeah, there's a lot
Making
of talk
sure. I do. That's why some of my friends are so annoyed with me.
But you know what?
They're like, hey, have you seen your doctor? Have you seen your doctor? Have you seen your doctor?
It's good. It's kind of like being a parole officer.
Yeah.
Kind of like in that way.
But if there's enough people out there doing it, and there's enough people who are educated about it, that's how you're going to get the numbers down.
This whole pyramid scheme will have to be built in trust.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because there's what we call confidentiality.
Right, of course.
If, for example, you are positive, you don't want to tell me.
Of course not.
It's okay. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
And I have no way of finding out if you've actually got to the doctor. You know that kind of stuff. So it really works on trust.
Yeah.
So can you tell us right now the clinics that people can go to if they want to get tested?
Is there even a hotline
now?
that anyone can call?
Hotline. Maybe we can flash it on screen.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll provide the numbers later.
Okay.
Just go to our website. I think that's the easiest thing to do. www.theredwhistle.org.
The Red Whistle.
The redwhistle.org. I'll try to provide everything that you need there.
Do you guys have like a Twitter account or a
Yes,
Facebook?
we also have a Twitter, The Red Whistle.
Okay.
So I think we have another commercial that we can actually show.
You said that you had about 7. We don't mind showing them all right now.
By law, the state shall promote awareness of the causes and transmission of HIV. The state shall give every person, suspected or known to have HIV, the right to privacy and protection against discrimination. The state shall abolish conditions that aggravate the spread of HIV, including but not limited to gender inequality, marginalization, drug abuse, and ignorance. So don't be ignorant. Blow the red whistle. It's the law.
Don't be ignorant. It's
Don't be ignorant. I know.
That's what it is. It comes
That's why
down
I hate it when people say, I don't know.
How can you not know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Why don't we show another commercial? I know there's 7, so we should at least show how.
And you know what? Congratulations on getting all these people to come and actually.
Great cause.
We should do one.
Definitely.
Okay, so you were saying, the head shop clinic. Earlier, we were flashing pictures in the screen. There was Rico Blanco, Gretchen Barreto, Miriam Diffensauer, Santiago. Basically, those were technically headshots. So that's part of the headshot clinic. You've done it for so many labels.
Yeah. So I just want to explain that the headshot clinic is basically a new way to advertise online. But I found it's advertising may be a brand or an advocacy. So, but the biggest headshot clinic that we do is for HIV, which is every November. And last year, I successfully launched the headshot clinic for HIV in seven different cities around the world, including New York, San Francisco, Milan, Florence, Paris, Melbourne. And Manila, of course.
And you can see all these photos at theredwhistle.org.
It's on headshotclinic.com. So like what I said, it's a totally different brand, but it goes together every December.
So headshot clinic.
So it's like a lunar eclipse.
What's here? But what is it? It's getting someone's social media, like Facebook profile photos, making it like a headshot, and then that is putting out the awareness for HIV.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a certain amount that
And what we do every time that people come during the shoot, we provide them the education.
Oh, good.
And we provide them free testing. 2 years in a row we provide testing. And we understood and we quite, this is an observation that if you are providing testing while there's an actual activity of like whatever activity, people will go for testing.
Yeah,
nice.
Because we've also experienced having the testing on a different day. We say, we need your names for pledges of whoever wants to get tested, and then we have a different day. Nobody came.
Yeah.
You know, in London, you can go to a nightclub and they'll have the National Health Care System people there in the bathroom. So it's like while you're pissed drunk and you want to pee anyway, they'll collect it and they'll do all the STD and all the AIDS testing for you.
There's a restaurant in Bangkok called Cabbages and Condoms. At first I was so like, what the fuck? But it is actually a franchise of restaurants all over the world, Cabbages and Condoms. You go inside and literally from the chandeliers to the statues to the everything, their curtains are made from condoms.
Oh,
and then they have a shop where it's just like, it's kind of like the Hard Rock Cafe where you can get souvenirs. And then other than that, there's also in the very, very back of the restaurant is a testing center, and it's very, very private. And then also it's kind of cute. Before you leave, when you get your bill, you get different condoms. And honestly, this was the first time when we were in Bangkok, this is the first time I showed a condom to my kid. I was like, you know what, Tasha, we're here, because she's wondering, mommy, what is that? I opened it, I showed her what it was, and as you exit to the door, it's so cute. There's like 2 little boxes. It says there for giants and for, it's of course.
What, for midgets?
Yeah, like it was kind of cute, like kind of something like Westerners or whatever.
Oh wow.
Or like kind of really be racist. Why don't you? It was kind of cute, but basically encouraging everybody to please like practice safe sex. And then other than that, there's a little cafe inside the restaurant that is food for if you're into rather than take medicine, you're into the whole homeopathic all natural therapy. So Cabbages and Condoms, it's a really, really interesting restaurant. Yeah, it was started in Japan, I think.
Do you know what, can I just say, respect to you, because the passion that you have for this, we can definitely feel it here. You're very well versed with it. You're very educated. It's so nice to see that a Filipina is.
I have to tell,
is really invested.
Thank you, but it took me a while. It took me years. It's what you call
years.
Yeah, it took.
But you've gone through devastation.
Yeah, I need to get desensitized. Like I remember being in a room with one HIV positive person, and then there was a can of Coke with the straw, and I knew that was mine, but I saw him sipping on it, and at the back of my head I said, am I gonna drink? It's not my drink. But so that I hated myself. I said, I'm so fucking stupid to feel that way. And it took me a while to get desensitized and to actually get into the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember getting interviewed by a TV network because I did an exhibit about HIV. They asked me so many things about these things.
Yes.
I said, I don't know.
Okay, wait,
I've gone a long way. It's hard work. It's really immersing yourself. I've worked with different government and non-government organizations. I've worked with the UN, and they've helped me a lot in what you see here.
Okay, well, congratulations, because it's such a great organization, and then your headshots, and oh my gosh. So do you want to go to one more video?
Yeah, one more commercial?
One more commercial. Let's see. What else?
Nay, usap tayo. Close man kayo ng teenager mo o hindi, maraming bagay tungkol sa kanila ang hindi mo malalaman. Sex, drugs, kung magka-HIV. Nay, sa Pilipinas, ang 15 to 24-year-olds ang may pinakamataas na risk sa HIV. Kung hindi mo palagi kasama ang teenager mo, there's something you can do. Samahan niyo po ko and blow the red whistle. Find out how you can be the cure.
See, I just have to say, the ad says, find out how you can be the cure. There's no found cure for HIV and AIDS, but we believe that we are the cure. we are the cure for HIV.
We are
It all
the cure.
starts with us.
It starts with us.
Now, that person that you just saw in the commercial is actually Boy Abunda. He's one of the most celebrated, multi-awarded TV hosts, influential TV hosts in the country.
He's a champion for the UNFPA, the United Nations for Population Fund.
Okay, speaking of orgs, are there any other orgs you'd like to promote?
You know what? I have to share with you. A lot of people ask me, like, how do you become a volunteer for the Red Whistle? But I always tell them, you know what? This is just a campaign. We're not really an organization, so you can't really volunteer. But we're trying to come up with that with the pyramid.
Yeah, right.
But there are a lot of organizations out there, like Love Yourself and Take the Test. Who would be very willing to get your help, to get people's help, and they provide free HIV counseling and screening, and they also provide all seminars for HIV 101.
Nice. This is takethetest.com?
Take the test. I forgot. I'm not so sure about their websites, but I can post that on our website.
Okay. Post it on your website, and then we can get the link and we can post it onto our website, which is
the Girls of 28
on Facebook. On Facebook, like us.
Yeah.
Like us, and then you'll also like the Red Whistle.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? That was an amazing 40 minutes of just really impactful,
Impactful, that's the word of the day, impactful.
Impactful, right?
Spreading awareness. That's what we're trying to do.
To spread the love, not the disease, right? Spread the love, not the disease. So anyway, once again, thank you so much, Niccolo Cosme.
Thank you guys. And one whistle, everyone. 1, 2, earn.
Wait, but speaking of whistle, before you go, didn't you just say you during Labor Day weekend you went to Boracay?
Yes, I was there.
That was a couple weeks ago.
I was in Boracay and we gave a lot of whistles there.
We did.
And it was available for all the people who were enjoying it.
I want to thank everyone who blew the red.
Who blew this,
in Boracay last Labor Day weekend.
Little knowingly, they were supporting a good cause.
Exactly, right? All right, so there you have it. That wraps up today's show. Next week, I wonder what we'll be talking about.
What do we have next week? Sean, no.
It might have something to do
with Sean last week.
With this very show.
With this very show. Cucumbers.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff.
Ooh, a lot of fun stuff.
Okay, guys. Anyway, thank you for joining us at Beyond the Box Studio in Rockwell. Thank you to the New Media Factory. Thank you to Pico once again.
Pico de Mayo. I'm Bianca Valerio.
I'm Julia Snikowski.
I'm Trisha Centenera.
And we're all here.
We're all here.